Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are on chapter number 10 and we are starting from Shloka number 6 in today's satsang. Commentary is by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So Lord Krishna continues to give his guidance to Arjuna. Chapter 10 is also known as Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti meaning the yoga of divine glories of God. महर्षयः सप्त पूर्वे चत्वारो मनवस्तथा मद्भावा मानसा जाता येषां लोक इमाः प्रजाः. The seven great rishis and the four ancient manus were endowed with my powers and born of my mind. From these progenitors came forth all the living creatures of the world. So, what God is saying is how He first created these seven rishis. Rishis are spiritual saints and sages through which the initial progeny started, and then the manus were prajapatis, meaning the people responsible for creating law and order and bringing structure in the world, like Daksha Prajapati and so on. And manus were the initial creators, and Prajapatis worked under their guidance. So nevertheless, this is how existence came into being, and it all came from the Lord's mind. Just like when you sleep, your mind creates a dream that takes you in a completely different world. Shloka number 7. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo veti tattvataha so avikampena yogena yujyate natra sanshayah. Whoever realizes the truth of my divine glories and my divine yoga becomes endowed with the yoga of unfaltering wisdom. There is no doubt about that. Why? Because that God we call in essence as Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means truth, Chit means existence, Ananda is bliss. So where it is all truth, all knowledge and existence and all bliss, how could there be any doubt in that supreme place from where all this emanates? So this is why it's called the yoga of unfaltering wisdom, which also resides in each of us. The job is to therefore purify, remove the impurities one at a time. Shloka number 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaah. I am the source of all. All creation has proceeded from me. Thus, knowing the wise meditate upon me with profound devotion. So, these are called para bhakti. Bhakti meaning devotion. Devotees who are dedicated, who honor God, who understand their existence, the material creation, the earth, water, fire, air, ether, all these elements have come from divinity himself, God. So therefore they are full of devotion and gratitude, and this is where God is saying, I am the source of all. Just as you are the source of your dream, when you sleep you create the dream from within you, when you wake up the dream folds back into you. Much in the same way, this creation and dissolution continue to occur, with God being the source and the dream being the world process. Shloka number 9. Machita madabhak prana bodhayantah parasparam कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च. With their minds wholly devoted to me, with their pranas entirely dedicated to me, enlightening each other and conversing about me always, they, my devotees, enjoy contentment and bliss. What a beautiful shloka. So, here God is saying, once we give our mind to God and we do satsang, kirtan, japa, devotion, bhajans, and create an atmosphere of satsanga like we are doing right now, we are discussing the glories of God, we are conversing about God, so we are devotees of God. So he says those people then enjoy contentment and bliss, which is not easily available in this world. Even though people may have a lot of money, a lot of material resources, etc., but due to constant agitation of the mind, they are in turbulence. They don't find that bliss and happiness that Lord Krishna says, my devotees enjoy. So, this is a necessary requirement in devotion. If we are not finding bliss and peace, then we should revisit our practice. We may be doing something wrong, because it is not possible that if we are sincere and peace does not follow. It has to happen. And this is God's promise also. Shloka number 10. तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुप्यान्ति ते. To them whose minds are ever steadfast on the divine self, who worship me ceaselessly with devotion, I impart the yoga of wisdom by which they attain me. Another beautiful shloka where God is saying that we have to be one pointed, sincere in our devotion, steadfast in our worship to God. And then when we are pure and ceaselessly devoted to Him, then God bestows upon us the Guru, the teacher, and the yoga of wisdom starts to pour upon us. And through following that tradition, those shlokas, that guidance from the teachers, sages, saints, scriptures, then the devotees attain God also. Shloka number 11. Teshamevanukam partha mahamagyanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavastho jnanadipena bhaswata. Out of divine compassion, I, dwelling within their self, destroy the darkness born of ignorance with the shining lamp of wisdom. So God continues to create light where there is darkness. So he's saying, if you are sincere and you are following the teachings imparted by your spiritual preceptor or guru, and you are following the scriptures, you are leading a pure, ethical, good life, then you will be seeing the light within you. God says, I shine the light of consciousness. As the darkness of ignorance is removed, one ray at a time coming in, it shines everything. And we destroy the darkness which is born out of ignorance. What is ignorance? We are thinking that the body is real, the mind is real, the intellect, the senses, the ego. And God says, none of that matters. What matters is your consciousness, the Atma. It is that light through which everything else is reflecting. So, Arjuna Vacha, in shloka number 12, Arjuna asks, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adidevamajam Vibhum. Arjuna said, you are the supreme Brahman, the supreme abode, the supreme purifier. You are the spirit, eternal, effulgent, and unborn, the primeval deity and the all pervading. So Arjuna is now glorifying Lord Krishna, his guru, his preceptor, after hearing all this beautiful narration of the deep wisdom coming from God directly. Shloka 13. Ahustva mrishayah sarve devarshi naradastatha asito devalo vyasaha swayam chaiva bravishime. Thus have all the sages, including the divine sage Narada, Asita, Devalaya, Vyasa, all of them have declared about you, and now you state the same fact by yourself. So it's like hearing directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak. God himself is giving his powers, his glory. Through him all the things that happen. Before, Arjuna had heard all these things, but only through sages and saints, etc., reading in the scriptures. But now he's hearing it authoritatively by God himself. Next shloka number 14. Sarvameta tritam manye yanmam vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavan avyaktim vidur devanadhanavaha. O Keshava, whatever you say to me, I know to be true. O Lord, even the devas and the demons do not know your glory. So here Arjuna is saying, oh God, you have bestowed this compassion, this kindness to me, where you are sharing with me these profound secrets. Otherwise, this knowledge is not available even to asuras and gods themselves. What a beautiful oblation and honoring of his guru is Arjuna at this point, acknowledging all the wisdom coming from God. Next shloka. स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थ त्वं पुरुषोत्तमा भूतभावन भूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते. O best among the Purushas, all souls, the God of gods, the origin of all beings, the Lord of all, the ruler of the worlds, you alone know yourself by yourself. So here Arjuna is implying that no one can truly know your nature other than you yourself. No one can truly explain it other than you yourself, etc. So these are called stuti. So Arjuna right now is doing a stuti, meaning a short prayer glorifying God. And that is what most prayers should be. 90% should be about glories and not about your needs or you want this or want that. Those are okay, but those are the early stages where we barter with God, trade with God. God, if you do this, I will do this. That changes as you advance on the spiritual path, and Arjuna is feeling to be in that mode now. So, with this, we conclude the satsanga for today, and we will continue this beautiful journey in tomorrow's satsang. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.